Good morning. I'm Julio Saenz along with Mauricio Riveros. Today we'll meet Al Burgos, owner of Burgos Income Tax, and hear how he started this successful business 30 years ago.
We hope you will be inspired.
Celebrating leaders in Rochester's unique and vibrant business community. We'll meet entrepreneurs whose passion and perseverance have helped push through life's challenges. Join us as we share their stories and journeys to success. It's time to be inspired.
Hi, usually say El Burgos, but I will say Alfred Burgos. Thank you so much for being with us today in Be Inspired, a show that we developed to connect with our community, interview people like you, business owners, entrepreneurs, really a community of businesses. So thank you so much for being with us today. And we want to learn more about Alfred Burgos. Tell us, who is Alfred Burgos?
Alfred Burgos. I've been around a long time. I'm happy you let me on. I'm a real old timer. I watched some of your clips, and you've had some young people on. But I've been into this entrepreneurial journey for 30 years, and long time. And so, I have some things to share with you. But I'm the firstborn here from our family. We came here, one of the first families here from Puerto Rico in the Rochester Latino community, way back in the mid-'50s, a long time ago. So I was born and raised here in Rochester. We have a large family of seven of us. A lot of our mother siblings are very involved in the community. A lot of the community knows the Burgos. We believe in community service. Is something that has kind of been bred in us in the family. And so, yeah, I'm born and raised here in Rochester. Been a serial entrepreneur. Then I caught on to something. And I called on to income taxes. And what business is an entrepreneurship, you gotta have a passion for it, but it has to be a service or product that the community needs. And you got death and taxes, and you're always going to be there. So I started doing income taxes out of my bedroom in my home about 30 years ago, and it just went from there. But I've had as many as 5 offices in Rochester area, where we're down to the 2.5 offices, and we're embracing with the pandemic, all this going on now. We're doing more of the virtual business activities now. As an entrepreneur, it's a battle. It's always a battle. I've been battling for a long time, and you have to adapt and change. And now with businesses out there, we're adapting and changes to this environment now with this pandemic. And actually, we have to look at positives. And now with my I could communicate virtually with my client base, and I can actually geographically expand. I'm expanding now. Geographically, because I could communicate like we're communicating now. But anyway, that's a little bit about Burgos. But again, I'm happy to be here with Julio, and I go way back, and Mauricio, we go back too. And it's a joy seeing you guys. And so what's on the agenda?
Well, we want to pick your brain. It's a great time to have you on since it's tax season and everything as well. But I first want to say thank you. As you mentioned, you and I go way back. We talk a lot about mentorship on the show, and you were, my business mentor when I started my first business, and it was a huge success. Yeah. It was a huge success, and you were not only my mentor but one of my first customers, and I'll forever be, grateful to you for that. I think that's one of the things we need in this community, and for all businesses.
What I enjoy is, sorry to interrupt, but I enjoy when a young person comes into my office and he has a passion for something, he has an entrepreneurial idea, and I'm like, go, get it, go for it. But I tell them there's 4 things to businesses, and there's a big one is mindset. You got to have the proper mindset. You got to have some money, and you got to manage your money properly. There's management of the business, and there's marketing. And there's those 4 legs there, and I emphasize with my budding entrepreneurs. But you got to have that mindset. You got to have that passion. you have to deal with the ups and downs of the journey. Entrepreneurship is a journey, and you have to continue battling along, like I have for 30 years. But tax wise, there's the big thing I'm telling individuals is a lot of individuals have gotten unemployment because of the pandemic situation. Unemployment is taxable. So be careful. If you collected unemployment, and if you don't have a W-2, you say, "Oh, I don't have to file taxes. I didn't have a job." Wait a minute, you have unemployment. It's taxable income. So you have to watch for that. For the businesses, a lot of them have struggled, but you still got to come in. You're going to have losses. A lot of my business owners are going to have losses this year. And they've taken the PPP loans and the economic disaster loans, and so they're going to be working with their tax guy like myself, but they're going to be working with their bank and their lender to work with them to get these loans forgivable, and they're forgivable if you use the funds for employee wages, for utilities. There's certain criteria. But the key is, I keep my business owners, get all your paperwork together, go sit down with your banker, and get these loans forgivable, and then sit down and don't give up. Don't give up. You just gotta change course. You gotta keep battling. Even me as a KGO business guy, I actually still have mentors in coaching myself, and you can see my bookshelf in the back. One of my mentors is the Ramsey Group. I'm an endorsed local provider for Dave Ramsey, and so I'm still. It's just like being an athlete. If you're a boxer, if you're a basketball player, a baseball player, you got that coach on the side. You got the coach there. You're bringing in your motivation, your skill level, your skill set, but you got to have an objective person on the side saying, okay, you're not swinging the bat right, or you're not doing this, you're doing that. Okay, let me go out there and do a better job. So I tell my business owners, bring that passion, okay, bring that mindset, but have somebody on the side there, kind of coaching you a little bit too. It's extremely important to be successful long term as an entrepreneur. And you know what? In our country here, we have people fighting to get into this country. I have clients from we're Spanish speaking business here, so I have clients from Cuba. Okay, and my favorite question is, how did you get here? How did you get here? And I like to hear their story, because they're battling to get here to America, and then they get here, they're like, man, and they're hard workers. They're looking for opportunities. And what's sad is sometimes I get some of my clients who are born here, raised here, and they don't have that fire. They don't have that fire. And so I try to ignite that fire a little bit and tell them, you know what, you could work, get a little something on the side, man, get a little side hustle, a legal one. And the thing is, I got 2 offices on Clinton Avenue, and I'm driving up and down Clinton Avenue, and I see these guys hustling, and some of them have some good entrepreneurial skills. And I'll talk with them a little bit. I say, hey, man, come on the other side, man, do this stuff legal. You're out here hustling in the middle of the night, doing whatever you're doing. I'm not going to name names or nothing, but they're doing do it legal, and you could be successful. That's what this capitalistic country is all about. But anyway, you talk. I come in here in my office. I'm gonna grab you, and I'm gonna talk to you, and I'm gonna, like this show is the inspired entrepreneur, and I'll inspire you. Okay, but I can't do the work for you though. That's the thing with a coach will tell you. I will tell you that yes, this is a land of opportunity. Yes, the tax code has a lot of incentives for you to succeed. Okay, the tax code has incentives for you to start a business. The tax code has incentives for you to buy a house, rent it out, buy another house. People say, "Oh, why? Oh, Trump don't pay no taxes." I say, "Yeah, he don't pay no taxes, because he's got all this property, and he's depreciating this property, and he's providing housing for people. If you provide housing, if you provide jobs, you're going to get breaks. You're going to get tax breaks. So you do it too. Don't point at him and say, "Oh, he's no good because he don't pay taxes," or he's no good because he has to do what he's doing. You know, and the key is find out how to take advantage of what we have here in this great country of ours. And that's what I tell everybody to do. Take advantage of this. Don't sit back and criticize and point fingers. Take advantage of yourself. Start slowly. I started out of my bedroom, and I was in that bedroom for a long time until my wife kicked me out of there. She said, "You got too many strangers coming in our house." I said, "I'm sorry, honey." And I was afraid, you know, because she said it got to a point where a stranger came in our house, and my little baby was like 2 years old. He patted my little daughter on her head. He left, and my wife go, "Who's that?" I said, "I don't know. He's a client. You know, I did his taxes. He gave me some money." "No more. You got to get this business out of here. You got all these strangers coming in this house." I'm like, "Oh my God." So anyway, you're going to have those moments of fear, but you find out how to do it. I talked to the fish market guy over here in the plaza, and I said, "Man, there's an empty space next door." He said, "Yeah, there's a guy downtown, the federal building. He's a landlord." I went down there. I talked to him. And I got shocked again because he said, "Oh, yeah, I'll give it to you. You got to sign a 5-year lease."
Thank you so much, Al. We'll be back with more after these messages.
Now, let me ask you this question. You know, a lot of business will be in trouble. A lot of things are happening with this COVID. And now, you know, will be time to file taxes and making sure that we are doing the right things here. So, for example, if a company is filing, you know, losses this year, how they can get the credits or how that will work. So expand a little bit more about that aspect in terms of what happened when somebody loses money, and so they don't need to pay taxes. But so how that works?
Real basically, it's income and expenses. You know, you're bringing in revenue, and then you have overhead. You know, you look at the camera here, and I got this office behind me. You know, you have expenses. But what the tax code allows you to have losses. Some of my clients, they're like, "Oh my God, government's gonna close me down. I've had losses." But as long as your intention, if you have the intent to make a profit, you continue. You know, they don't. The government doesn't want you to just set up shop and just have, you know, not to pay taxes or whatever. But anyway, we're going to have a lot of businesses coming in, and again, they have payroll expenses, they have marketing expenses, and they're going to have losses because they don't have the revenue coming in because of these lockdowns. You know, these lockdowns have been disastrous for businesses. Where you know, the government's telling you, you know, you can't even let anybody in. You know, I'm considered an essential business, so you know, we're wearing the masks, we're social distancing, we got the temperature monitors, but some businesses like restaurants, they're not even allowing you to do that. But most businesses, they you know, you're gonna do your accounting, you're gonna come in, you're gonna file your taxes, and you rack up some losses and you move forward. You know, that's pretty. You know, that's it. You know, but again, there's the government is giving out some of these disaster loans, the paycheck protection, but they're mainly for you. They want you to hold on to your employees and pay your employees. And again, your expenses have to be. You can't pocket the money and go buy a new car. You know, you have to provide proof. You use the expenses to continue paying your lease payments, your utilities, and if you own the property, your mortgage interest is a legitimate expense.
Now, Al, as far as when you think about, we talked about mentors and stuff. When you first decided to make the jump to owning your own business, what started off as the side hustle in your bedroom, who inspired you? Did you have a mentor? Did somebody inspire you to start your business back then?
I've always been in, you know me, who I and Marshall. I've been in. I'm a competitive guy. I like playing sports and then I got into. I like personal development. So I started reading. This gentleman, Brian Tracy, is very good. He's an old time mentor of mine. Jim Rohn is another one. And so what I would do is see, like I got these headsets here. I would I wouldn't. People think I'm listening to music, but I'm actually listening to motivational talks and motivational tapes and the multi-level marketing companies out there are very good. They're not so much good for creating like generational wealth but they teach you to overcome some of your fears and they really they teach you to listen to these motivational tapes and things. So again, to the mindset aspect, the four legs I told you about, the mindset, money, uh, management, and anyway, but yeah, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy comes to mind. These guys were phenomenal. They're very wealthy gentlemen, uh, but they're very positive, and they just encourage you to move forward and to deal with the daily struggles of life in business.
I love how you approach, situations, and you are a very positive person. And I think that's one of the characteristics that make you so successful. You are very well known in our community. You have contributed significantly in the community, in the Hispanic community. And this question goes in that direction. How do you see the Hispanic community in Rochester in general? Do you see that, the Hispanic is changing? You have been for many years. You saw a lot of things that happen. I think has changed, but I want to hear from you because you really have saw a lot of things here in Rochester.
I grew up on Joseph Avenue. I grew up in the Hanover houses. I tell people I had 1,000 people next as a neighbor. We had 7-story tenements like New York City. Got so bad they tore them down. But anyway, we we have to. It starts at the home. Anyway, I got my own personal philosophy and the way I see things. But we still have to encourage our young people to get an education. They don't have to go to college. I can't fix my car. I need somebody to fix my car. I have things happening in this office. I have plumbing issues. I have lighting issues. You don't have to go to college, but get up something where you can help somebody else and they give you some money. I'm aging myself here, but I got 10 grandkids, okay? And I bring one of my grandkids in here. He's the one, he's 8 years old. And I'm telling everybody, he's the one to take over the business. They said, man, hell, you got to be in this business. You're going to be real old waiting for this 8-year-old. But he's real smart. And he's sitting in the back, and I go up to the lobby. I talk to somebody in the counter, and then they leave. And then I go to him. I said, look at that, $100. He said, oh, wow, Grandpa. He gave you $100? I said, yeah, because I did something for him, and he doesn't know how to do it. So I have expertise. I'm the expert. So I did it for him. He gave me $100. He said, man, 8 years old, and we have to communicate with our children, with our neighbors, with our friends, and it's bringing value to other people, helping people, and you generate income. But you have to get some skills. You just can't hang out at home, play video games, get high or whatever. I seen all that stuff, and I did some of that stuff when I was a young kid. Okay, we all did, but we have to step up and challenge our young people in our community. Some of our old people in the community, it's too late for them. But concentrate on some of our young people and give them some advice. Some are gonna listen, some won't. But the ones that tend to listen are ones that you're more into your family circle and stuff. And that's what I'm doing. I said, these grandkids, I'm gonna work on them. I'm gonna work on it.
Wow, I just love the message that you have sent today, Alfred. Really powerful. Again, if you can give quick your business, how they can connect with you, that would be very important. And with this, we are basically finishing our interview. And thank you so much for being inspired. So if we can give the address and the information about Burgos taxes.
Burgos Income Tax. You could call us at 585-266-2680. L@burgostax.com. Burgos, you could go to my website. Just Google Burgos Tax. With these computers now, just Google. You can get in touch with me. And I'm an enrolled agent. I have a special license with the IRS. I can get power of attorneys for my clients. You don't even have to talk to the IRS or the state.
Great.
But anyway, if you need some tax help, or if you need a kick in the butt, you need some motivation, you come in here, I'll give you some of that too.
Love it, Alfred. Thank you so much. I'm sure that we will have in the future in program. And again, thank you for what you are doing, not only in your profession, but also with the community. And I'm sure that we'll have you in future programs. Thank you.
All right, very good, Master Julio. Nice talking to you.
Coming up next week, we'll meet Ramon Arganzoni and Erica Rivera, owners of the brand new Palermo's Market.
To watch today's episode and the complete interviews of our guests, go to rochesterfirst.com/be-inspired. For more great talk with Rochester's entrepreneurs, listen to Poder 97.1, Saturdays at 9 a.m. For Mauricio Riveros, I'm Julio Saenz. We'll see you next week on Be Inspired.